Yes, coming up now is the men's final, the last heat of the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico, the showdown.
This is it, the culmination of everything that's been building throughout this event. Dave Hubbard against Pierre Costas. Pierre Costas with an opportunity to really gain some ground in the championship standings, trying to chase down Jeff Hubbard. A win here gives him 2,000 points and really closes the gap.
And you know what? I think David Hubbard, his competitor in the final, knows that, so he's going to do everything he can to help his brother, Jeff Hubbard, hold that #1 spot. And there he is in red, David Hubbard, making his way out to the outside in the lineup, bearded, long-haired, and all, the Kauai rider, the most versatile rider that I put my coins in his basket as being one of the most versatile riders on the planet on a bodyboard. The reason? He just won the drop knee final, and here he is in the men's division final going against PLC.
Are you sure it's not because Dave Hubbard's been creating beard envy around the world with that goatee of his?
Well, you know what? It takes him a long time to grow the beard that long, so he's not just going to cut it off at any moment, so he's going to enjoy it while he can. PLC in the yellow jersey. I know the French are watching intently to make sure that this guy has all the support in the world to take out the versatile rider, David Hubbard. Hawaii, are you out there? Send us a message on messages at IBAWorldTour.com. Bonjour, vous allez, PLC, allons-y.
I cannot wait to see this heat get started, Manny. I'm amped for this. I've been amping for heats now. I'm like bouncing out of my chair, wired on caffeine, wired on the action out in the water. I can not wait to see this battle go down out there.
This is it. This is what it's going to come down to for the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico, the last heat of the event. We are seeing the backflip master, the French phenom, PLC, going against David Versatile Hubbard, and it is going to be pretty insane. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be insane. Next stop, check this out.
Can do you a big mass in your head and your body. There's right, there's left, there's able. The wave has a lot of power. You can do every maneuver that you can imagine to compete with all the pro bodybuilders in fronton. It's the dream of all the Canadian people.
I've had Diego Cabrera and RDL Jimenez trying to get me there to pull in the fronton. I have not gotten there yet.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something right now, Jackson. I was there last year for the first showdown, and let me just tell you, it's a whole new ball game. Anything after 4 feet out at that reef break in fronton, unbelievable. Check. There it is in the background. You heard the horn go down. The start of the last heat of the event for the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico 30-minute final. PLC in the white jersey from France, and in the red jersey, the Hawaiian Ripper David Hubbard.
We've been talking about fronton. Pierre Costas with a chance to gain ground on Jeff Hubbard and take the title in fronton. Right now, he's focused on taking this win here at the Encanto Pro in Puerto Rico.
So unbelievable. So history has definitely been made here at this event, starting off with Damian King. He has a world title in the men's division and a world title in the drop knee division. He has captured here at the Encanto Pro. More history, David Hubbard, the first rider in the same event to make the drop knee final and win it. And here he is in the prone final. Can he win it? A double win, 2 different divisions, totally possible for David Hubbard.
What's that old saying about an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object?
I don't know, but Dave Hubbard can do exactly that. This guy is phenomenal. The Kauai local is putting it all on the line right now.
Yeah, both of these guys have momentum. Dave coming into this, he has been ripping in every single one of his heats. Doesn't matter if it's drop knee, prone. This guy knows how to rip a wave, top to bottom, beginning to end.
That's right. So David Hubbard out there on his Mach 7 SS by Maury, loves the full crescent, and he goes full crescent because it's versatile for drop knee and prone. PLC, he's out there on his 41-inch Pride board, and he is ready to rock and roll as well. So a little slow start right now. We would love to see some action coming in as the sets roll in. So patiently waiting in red, Dave Hubbard. In yellow, PLC. Who do you got your money on?
I'm going to go with PLC on this one. I love both these guys. I've gotten to spend time cruising around with each of them. They're both very talented riders, but I think the motivation for the World Tour and catching up with Jeff Hubbard for the finale in Fronton is in the back of Pierre's mind. I think that's going to motivate him a little extra out in the water.
Just so you know, because you bet against David Hubbard, you are no longer invited to Kauai. So let's move on. We have 27 minutes remaining in this heat. Oh, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Relax. Just make sure you shave before you head over there. So this is it. 27 minutes remaining. This is a 30-minute final. Top two waves will be scored, and at the end of this heat, the winner of the men's division will be crowned for the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico. Again, unbelievable event all the way coming down to the wire right here, the last 27 minutes of the event. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico. Keep sending your shout-outs. We will try to get to them. Messages at IBAWorldTour.com. It looks like a couple waves are coming in, both riders paddling over that wave.
It's going to be an interesting battle out here through this heat, Manny. We have just under 27 minutes remaining in the 30-minute final.
Well, PLC.
Looks like PLC paddling into position, trying to get on the board first, and he's up and riding on this one.
All right, nice, clean mid-face bottom turn. He's looking at a section way down the line, and here it comes. What's he going to do? Whoa, big backflip to start off the final from PLC. I don't know if he had the right projection or speed. The wave did have a little bend to it, so it wasn't working in his favor, but he still went for it anyways. PLC coming up short on the first backflip of the final.
Going big on that one. Here's the replay. He drops in. He gathers a lot of speed driving down the line. There you can see, adjusting his rail, holding his line really far up on his board to get as much forward momentum as possible, driving down the line, eyeballing that oncoming section. Here he goes up and hits it, and it looks like he hit it just a second too late. Meanwhile, up and riding, Dave Hubbard.
Wow, it looks like he just bounced into a barrel. I believe we're going to take hopefully another look at that to make sure we see what Dave Hubbard, but you know what? He knows that the priority system is in full effect. Both of these guys paddling full force to get to the outside to get that priority. Dave Hubbard full speed ahead. PLC down the beach also paddling full steam, and it is given, the priority is given to one of these riders.
I love seeing the paddle battles out in the water. It brings an extra dimension to the competition. Not only are these guys out there, going man against man and dealing with the priority system, but seeing this extra addition to the competition. A little extra gamesmanship. Guys gunning it out to the lineup, racing each other. This is where, we've said it time and time again, this is where physical conditioning comes into play.
Exactly. These guys are paddling 110% for 30 minutes each time. Look at this split peak action. We're going to concentrate right now on David Hubbard, who is going left, and we will take a look back at PLC's right-hander. And David Hubbard with a nice big air 360, reverse 360 from David Hubbard. Nice move right there for D-Hub, and hopefully we can take a look on that right. But David Hubbard, nice air spin on that one.
Dave's got to be pretty stoked with that. He had good elevation and rotation on that. And here we're going to see the right-hander with PLC. Again, rider splitting the peak. Pierre going on the right. He drops in. I'm seeing this for the first time, same as you folks. And from what I understand, he's going to drive down the line, head for the oncoming section. Look at this. He drives off the bottom, looks at this section, and boom. Nice invert off the end section from PLC. He gets lost in the white water and comes out. Looks like he's going to get a 7.5 on that. Dave Hubbard, a 7.65 for his air reverse. Nice wave exchange there from our two finalists.
Wow, it's going to be a tight race for the first place spot. PLC has 2 waves on his scorecard. Again, top 2 waves are being scored in this 30-minute final. Right now, PLC has a 2.0 and a 7.5 under his name to David Hubbard's 0.9 and 7.65. So David Hubbard and PLC, they're really tight right now.
And there you can see down on the beach, Ryan Hardy, one of the competitors in the top of the rankings, eliminated from competition, turned into a bystander, a fan, if you will, being eliminated earlier in competition.
I know a lot of these guys are looking really intently right now. This is the competitors area. They had a very plush two-story competitors area, but the high tide and the big swells that rolled through a couple days ago, we had to move that structure off the beach or it could have got ugly. So now we have situated a couple tents to make sure they got the shade because they want to see everything live, and that's where they're going to see it right there.
The competitors area did get reassembled behind the scaffolding. They have a 42-inch flat screen in there, so still a pretty nice setup for our competitors. Once that tent was put back together, it just had to be moved because of the big swell, as Manny was saying. A lot of restructuring to make sure that tent setups and equipment were not damaged when that big swell and the weather came in. We had it the other day. Rain came in, and it was a mad scramble to get the computers and the cameras covered. And speaking of cameras, we've got a clip of Pierre's 10 from before.
All right, yes, this was a semifinal PLC. We had a great couple beautiful angles, and this is PLC's backflip, his forte of maneuvers coming to light right here. Big backflip, and this was his 10-point ride in the semifinals to get him into the final where he is now. So PLC, here he is claiming one more time for that great maneuver. PLC rocking out of the semifinals and taking out the other semifinalist that was in that heat, and that was Uri Valadao, the Brazilian.
And there you can see at the end of that wave, Pierre claiming it, throwing his fist up in the air in victory on that one.
Perfect timing. We got your attention. If we do have a little longer than action, we want to run down a couple things. But first, live action, David Hubbard.
Dave Hubbard up and riding, drops into this one, streaking off the bottom, goes up to the top, hits a nice invert, tweaks that one up real quick, and quick attack from Dave Hubbard.
Yes, the one maneuver wave on that one. It's not going to be a really high scoring wave. I'm going to guess in the 5 or 6 point range, but let's take another look. Nice, clean bottom turn. He sees a section down the line. You can see his eyes already focus on where he's going to hit it, gets the speed from his bottom turn, and cranks off the bottom for a big, twisted, inverted aerial assault right there from David Hubbard. Nice, clean landing, and the scores are coming in. 6.25 for that wave.
So now Dave Hubbard with the 7.65 and a 6.25 moves ahead of Pierre-Louis Costas, who has a 7.5 and a 2.0. He's looking to replace that 2.0. Needs a 6.41 or better to move ahead of Dave. 6.41 shouldn't be too difficult for Pierre. We've seen him nail that down pretty easily before.
PLC's getting off of the sitting stance on his board. He thinks he sees something out the back, and by the looks of the horizon right now, it could be coming in out the back, but PLC standing by. He has priority. Looking for 6.41. PLC can totally do it. Thanks again for tuning in. Once again, youtube.com, IBA World Tour. That is where you're going to get the latest and greatest media from the IBA crew. youtube.com, IBA World Tour. What else do they get from this?
When you go to the official IBA YouTube channel and subscribe, you get instant updates in your email account whenever any new video footage is uploaded. You get IBA Tour highlights and heats on demand. You can catch every heat from the entire season on YouTube. So again, www.youtube.com/IBA World Tour.
Wow, look at the peanut gallery right there, enjoying some of the sponsors' drinks. Coors Light, they have been a great support here for this event. And is it still before noon? We don't know. Look at this, live action.
Dave Hubbard up and riding, streaking off the bottom, heads up to the top. Looked like he was going for an air reverse and then just didn't get the rotation. Kind of stalled midway through, and meanwhile, Pierre-Louis Costas up and riding on the right.
Look at this big section coming out of a little bump on that bottom turn. Goes for the backflip anyways.
And he comes out.
He goes in front of it. Unbelievable. Another big backflip from the French phenom, PLC, Pierre-Louis Costas. Unbelievable. This guy is a backflip master. I need to take lessons.
He's even got me clapping here in the booth. When you see a good performance, you have to acknowledge it. And this is performance right here from the Frenchman.
You can see a little bump right there on his bottom turn, but maintains focus and keeps his rail on the face. Goes for the big backflip and lands backwards and is able to pull that around. He did have to struggle a little bit to get in front of that whitewash, but an unbelievable big move right there, a big backflip. What did we get for that?
9.0. So Pierre with a near perfect flip. He had a 10 in the semis. He has a 9 here. Big maneuver, absolutely critical section, and he executes.
Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is the last heat of the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico. If you are watching live and your friends are unfortunately can't watch it, please call them up, text them, tweet, whatever you got to do. Tell them to watch the last 18 minutes of this event, because that's where it's going to get absolutely crazy. PLC versus Dave Hubbard, the men's final, absolutely crazy. The PLC, the backflip master, this guy is amazing.
The young 21-year-old Frenchman from Hossiger. As we've said throughout this competition, he came into this event ranked 7th in the World Tour standings. Every World Tour competitor ahead of him in the rankings has been eliminated from competition. With this final appearance and the opportunity to win this event, he could really jump up in the rankings and have a serious go at a world title shot when we go to the 8th and final stop at El Fronton in the Canary Islands in December.
So we are possibly seeing a world champion in the making right here going into Fronton. PLC can possibly walk away 2011 bodyboarding world champ. Totally possible. Out the back, taking a look.
Dave Hubbard takes a look at that one and then thinks otherwise, turns around real quick and heads back to the lineup. I believe he gave up priority by doing so.
That's right. The priority system in place, Jackson.
The priority system is set up so that one of the riders out in the water is distinguished with the opportunity to take the wave first or sit on the priority and force the other riders into a situation that's not conducive for them. We've seen situations where riders will fend off another rider by taking off, and even though one rider is in better position, the rider with priority gets to take the wave. If you drop in on that and you don't have priority, you'll be scored a triangle interference call, and it'll take away one of your best scores.
So definitely some strategies at play in the competition, and now in this final. PLC in the lead, has priority. So what is he going to do with that priority? We will see coming in the next 16 minutes. So I asked PLC, what was your most memorable competition? And this is what he said. Peru, 2010. He won the event, and the route he took to win, he had to beat out Winnie, Hardy, Hubbard, and Amaury to his victorious win. So that was a big, big memory for PLC. But guess what? This could be another big memory for PLC, taking the win here at the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico.
And for those of you just tuning in online, we would like to welcome you to the 2011 IBA Encanto Pro Puerto Rico. We're coming to you from Middles here in beautiful Isabela, Puerto Rico.
Yes, this place is absolutely paradise. We are here in Puerto Rico, the capital city, San Juan. When the Europeans first landed here, they named the island itself San Juan in name of
St. John the Baptist.
Yes, that's right. It was Christopher Columbus's second voyage in 1493 when he set settlement here from Spain in Europe. And you can see some of the architecture still around. Cobblestone streets in San Juan, the beautiful colors and the European feel, but throw in the Latin flavor and flair, and this is Puerto Rico, absolutely gorgeous.
San Juan with over 500 years of heritage and culture to draw on, Spanish influence, African influence, and the original Taino people. The influence still very much prevalent today. Manny talking about Christopher Columbus landing here way back when. We all landed here in San Juan about 2 weeks ago, and we've been loving it ever since.
That's right. The original name from the Taino Indian was Borican. Borican translated the land of the great lords, and some people still use Boricua to refer to themselves as being from Puerto Rico. So shout out to all the Puerto Ricans for bringing us, and the hospitality has been absolutely insane, and I can't thank you enough for allowing us to come to the island and share the beauty with you. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Action Jackson. By my side, Manny Vargas. We've been bringing you all the action. We're here in the men's pro final. Dave Hubbard against Pierre Louis Costas. Pierre, on his last wave, a 9.0 for a massive flip, another big flip. He scored a 10 on a big flip in the semis. He's got a 9 here. He currently sits just in front of Dave Hubbard. 16.5, Dave Hubbard a 13.9 combined score, looking for an 8.86 or better.
That's right. David Hubbard is in the hot seat right now. 13 minutes remaining. 8.86 is what he is after, and we've seen it before. He can totally pull it off.
Oh, man.
Oh, I can't believe they let this wave go. We're looking at the wave that they just paddled over, and, well, I guess they saw something that I didn't. It was looked good at the beginning, but it didn't form up to anything that was going to be that was going to change the rhythm out here. PLC, the backflip master, a 9.0, big backflip that we saw on his last wave. David Hubbard, he can totally pull it off. Again, PLC, a 9.0 on this wave. It was absolutely unbelievable. Wait a second. The camera guys are holding steady. We're going to show you the replay, but that wave looked like it could have been David Hubbard dropping in. So let's take another look. PLC's 9-point wave.
Here's the PLC driving down the line, leaning forward on his board, driving for speed, eyeing up that oncoming section, and here he goes. He adjusts his line, heads up top, hits off it perfectly, and look how vertical he gets on the way down. It looked like he was going to pile drive straight down. He's able to complete the rotation, get the tail down, lands, comes out through the white water. There you can see him emerging, throws his fist in the air, claiming it, let the judges know he landed, also expressing, excitement on nailing that maneuver. 9.0 for his efforts.
That was an incredible maneuver. The big backflip from PLC. Again, PLC, Pierre-Louis Coster from France. He has developed into the most known backflip rider in the world. So you see this guy roll up to your beach, pull out the camera, pull out the video camera, and just capture some of the amazing maneuverability that this guy PLC can perform.
A lot of the major riders on the World Tour are known to have their signature move. Whenever you say backflip in the world of bodyboarding, PLC is the first name that comes to almost everybody's mind.
Look at how beautiful this place is. This is Middles on the beaches of Isabela. And you know what? It's just been absolutely amazing here for the entire duration of our stay. And this is just one of many beaches. Look at that, right-hander. I know you're watching, if it's cold and small where you're watching from, this place is just a 3-hour flight from New York and a shorter flight from Florida. So I would definitely put this on your go-to list. And here we go, PLC up and riding.
And Pierre immediately ducks out on that one. I guess he was a little too deep on it. I can't get over the fact that we have had waves like this every day since we got here. There has been swell every day all around the island. Can't emphasize it enough because it's mind-blowing. It's absolutely, it's a true paradox.
You know what? I believe this is probably the smallest day we've had during the competition. This is absolutely, we've been blessed with perfect waves and the beauty of Isabela right here at Middles. Isabela is a small town up on the cliff. We have to come down a cliff to get down to the beaches, but Isabela, the town, is absolutely the epitome of what Puerto Rico is, and it's just absolutely gorgeous.
Driving around Isabela, around every corner, you see images like this. Absolutely beautiful. You walk around, you drive around, you see the most amazing sights. It's very scenic, very beautiful. We've got horses right out in front of the hotel where we stay.
Yes,
and then on the balcony on the back, we look out over this amazing little reef break. We see waves like this on a daily basis. Dave taking a look at this one.
All right, back to the live action. Jackson, here we go. It is David Hubbard sneaking under the lip on the takeoff right there, coming to the inside section. He sees a big section, goes for
wow!
Oh, my, great action right there from David Hubbard, and he is making sure the judges see that he has pulled that off, pulling out in front of the whitewash and out the PLC.
Pierre-Louis Costas going for another flip. Nice. Unbelievable wave exchange from Dave Hubbard and Pierre-Louis Costas. Dave Hubbard with the gigantic invert, and then Pierre answering with a wave of his own. Another flip there.
And you know what? I would not want to be a judge not at this level. These guys are absolutely throwing down some unreal performance. And let's take another look at that wave exchange. First, it was David Hubbard sneaking in for a little pocket ride on the takeoff, maneuvering, setting his rail properly, knowing exactly what he has to do to come out of that little bell ride, and then, boom, full speed ahead, absorbing all the shock on the bottom turn to go for a big inverted aerial attack right there, 12 feet drop, landing perfectly in the whitewash and pulling out in front of that wave, and a perfect textbook air maneuver right there from D-Hub. That clocks in at a 9.15 for David Hubbard. Now he's pulling ahead of PLC.
Dave Hubbard with a 9.15 on that last wave and a 7.65 before that gives him a combined 16.8 with about 8 minutes remaining. That bumps PLC into that second spot. And we've got a paddle battle out in the lineup. Both of these guys trying to get out there and reestablish priority.
Well, it looked like David Hubbard is pulling out ahead of PLC, so they're slowing down their kick. But you know what? I think they want to get out to the outside because they do see waves coming in out the back. And with David Hubbard with priority, he could be in the seat to pull even further away from PLC if a solid wave comes through.
Pierre with a 9.0 and a 7.5, currently in need of a 7.81 or better to overtake Dave out in the water. The exchange of waves, the back and forth action, I'm almost at a loss for words at this point. I've shredded my throat screaming for the last several heats. I'm just like amping, jumping out of my chair. Me and Manny having a field day bringing this all to you. And these guys, this is what bodyboarding is about. High performance bodyboarding, the evolution of the sport. Big maneuvers, guys just putting it all on the line and going big.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen, winding down the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico. 6 minutes, 51 seconds remaining out in the water. It is all coming down to this to win for the winner of the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico. I asked David Hubbard, after seeing that huge air by David, I asked him in a question a while ago, what movie is your life about? He wrote Top Gun. Why? Because of the soundtrack. So if you want to know what's going through David Hubbard's life, pull out the soundtrack to Top Gun, and that pretty much will explain your man, David Hubbard from Kauai.
So Danger Zone and Take My Breath Away.
There you go.
And it's really sad that I was able to reel that off the top of my head.
All right, and here is PLC's answer to the same question, and his answer, the Big Blue.
Wow, interesting.
I believe that was a documentary on some deep divers, I believe, some free divers. We will have to double check and make sure we get the right explanation for PLC on why he chose that. But here he is waiting patiently for that 7.81 that he needs to take that first place spot away from David Hubbard.
There you can see our standings graphic on screen right now. Again, Dave Hubbard in the lead with a combined 16.8. Pierre with a 16.5 needs a 7.81 or better. Counting down to the 5-minute mark remaining in this final. This has been unbelievable action out in the water.
It's been unbelievable action throughout the entire event. So now that we got your attention, let's show you some of the some merchandise that the IBA International Bodyboard website has on their site. Check it out. We do have beanies. Black, gray is what we have here. And we do have the iPhone for the iPhone 4 covers, black and white. Those are also available. And what else do we got, Jackson? T-shirts that we are wearing, white and black IBA T-shirts, and some hats. Boom. So there you have it. We got all the goods for you. So check it out, IBAWorldTour.com. Live action, PLC, up and riding.
Pierre driving down the line on this smaller size right, and he kicks out. And quick up and down wave. That's really not going to get the 7.81 he needs.
He didn't have priority, so he's pretty much going for the scraps now that David Hubbard does not want. So priority still in David Hubbard's hands.
That it is. Pierre, again, looking for a 7.81, but it's Dave Hubbard in the driver's seat as we count down to about 4 minutes. Dave on the strength of a 9.15 and a 7.65 sitting in the lead as minutes count down. And Pierre looking for that 7.81 that he needs.
A lot of people have been asking, Ben Player, where are you? Where is Ben Player?
Ben Player decided to pass on this event, having already secured his spot in the top 16 for the 2012 Grand Slam Series. So he decided to take a little time off. He is cruising in Bali, unwinding from a difficult tour, up and riding. Pierre.
PLC, again, going for the scraps. He knows that Dave Hubbard has priority, so he's going to take anything that is coming his way. But I think he should just play it safe, calm down, move to a different peak away from Dave Hubbard so he doesn't have any chance of getting an interference, and wait for a solid wave. But with 3 minutes remaining, it could be it could backfire as well. So we will see what happens in these last few minutes of the final, the last heat of the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico.
And if you look at the screen, it looks like we got a little set action starting to work its way in. This could definitely come into play here in the closing minutes of this final. It honestly looked, with those last two waves that Pierre took off on and then bailed out on, that he's looking for something with a big finishing section. And here, Pierre scrapping into this right-hander.
Again, PLC opting for a smaller wave with the priority in Dave Hubbard's hand. Here he is, full speed ahead, coming to the inside section. What do you think he's going to do? No, he doesn't go for a backflip, but a big air reverse spin, and he pulls it off at the end of that section. Unbelievable.
Pierre got vertical with that air reverse. His board was literally straight up and down during the rotation. Here's the replay.
He's mixing it up out there. He knows that he can get the backflips down on any wave, but he's going to mix it up. And here, I thought he was going to go for a backflip to this section. You can see him stalling on the very top to make sure he can get set up and find that speed line. There he is, releases all his body. Live action out the back, David Hubbard.
Dave Hubbard driving down the line, sees a big section, going for the air reverse. Didn't look like he quite got the rotation down, and he's going to lose the handle on that one, get bounced in the white water.
Oh, no, not I mean, you want to pull all your moves, and we're waiting for the scores to drop on PLC's reverse, his vertical reverse here. We're going to finish off the replay on PLC's last wave, and here he is stalling high on the wave, the section, knows where he has to be, releases, full speed ahead, trimming, perfect bottom turn, and here he is timing it perfect for a nice reverse aerial spin off the top, and pulls it off. Yes, the board was vertical. Great move right there for PLC. That came in as a 6.85, and David Hubbard's incomplete move was a 1.9. So still, the situation has not changed.
Pierre still looking for a 7.81 as we count down to the final minute of the heat.
Can we see the unthinkable? David Hubbard winning both the drop knee and the prone. We will see 1 minute remaining. There he is, David Hubbard, paddling out. PLC, it's getting crazy now, people.
Unbelievable. A minute remaining in this final. Dave Hubbard holding the lead over PLC. There you can see the trophy for the men's division. Dave Hubbard sitting in position to sweep Puerto Rico.
Wow, he's done it before on the national tour. PLC on the inside, I believe. We do have live action. There it is, another big back.
Oh, big flip.
Wait a second.
Pierre. Wait, we will see how that scores. Pierre still up and riding, looking for an end section. Gets another flip. Wow. Oh, my Lord. I cannot believe the exchange in this heat.
He's not done yet. He's not done yet.
Grabs both rails, throws a roll on the inside for good measure. But PLC with two big flips on that wave. Looking for a 7.81. I think that might have done it, Manny.
Oh, my. Two backflips on one wave. He's
with
looking for a
15 seconds, just a matter of seconds left. Meanwhile, out in the water.
Wow, two backflips on one wave. We haven't seen that yet on this tour, in this event. Wow, David Hubbard was on the brink of doing the impossible, but it is PLC waiting for that last score to drop. So are you, and we will give it to you instantly as soon as the scores drop. One judge already dropping a 10. The other three judges were waiting for those scores to drop. David Hubbard almost pulling off the impossible, but PLC in the last minute pulling off two backflips on one wave.
Waiting for the scores to register. That was an 9.4. Final seconds pulls off the comeback. Unbelievable.
30 seconds remaining, and PLC does what he had to do for the win and knocking David Hubbard out of that first place spot. There it is.
Wow. Unbelievable. There you can see Pierre being lifted up, drinking a Coors Light, celebrating the comeback win.
That's his first IBA World Grand Slam Series win. PLC taking the win here at the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico. He is absolutely stoked. What does that do in the ranks?
Wow, this is going to really make things interesting for the season finale in Fronton. Pierre capitalizing on 2,000
Nicholas
points.
Capdeville is in the house.
Capitalizing on the 2,000 points available for the win. He's going to pull up right behind Jeff Hubbard. I believe, I don't have the official numbers in front of me, but I believe he is going to move up into the second position right behind Jeff going into the season finale. This is huge. That was phenomenal, that comeback. 2 big flips on that last wave, 9.4 when he needed.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
There's his girlfriend, the lovely Ruth, following them up onto the stage. PLC doing the impossible. The last 30 seconds of the final, coming out with a backflip on the outside, coming into the inside, and another backflip. Unbelievable. We're setting everything up to get down to the beach. Teza and PLC on the stage. Where are you guys at? Let's bring it. Let's do this. There's a one last hug, kiss from his beautiful girlfriend, PLC. Here we are down on the beach.
Woo! Yep.
All right, well, we are down here, folks, and all those people watching at home. What an incredible last-minute victory that was. Pierre-Louis Costes, how do you feel?
It's unreal. I thought I was gone, and that wave came. I don't know what to say. That wave was good, so I just did 2 flips, and I got first. I can't believe it.
Mate, last time you were on the podium, you flipped your way into first place in Peru. I do believe it. Is that your last victory?
Yeah, it was my last victory, but this is my first Grand Slam victory, so super happy, super stoked. I started so bad. I got 4th first heats. I was like, I need to do my best now, and I got it. Can't believe it.
Mate, look, the other thing is it's put you, I don't know if you know this, it's put you within 300 points of Jeff Hubbard going into Fronton. What are your thoughts about maybe your first world title?
Yeah, but I'm in 2nd place now, I think. We like last year. So, yeah, hopefully I can win. But Jeff is not going to be easy to beat, especially at Fronton. He won last year. So, yeah, my mind is set for the world title now and super happy.
What about this event in Puerto Rico, mate? Your thoughts on the contest?
Oh, it was unreal. It was insane. I never imagined to get so many good waves in the comp, and I'm so happy to. I don't have enough words to express myself. Just so happy.
Why don't you look down that camera and say thank you to anyone in French that you want to?
I want to say bonsoir to ma maman, ma petite sœur et mon papa qui me regardent là en ce moment. Bonjour, hello to my family, my friends, everyone in Portugal, and I'm super, super happy.
Okay, well, that is our champion, ladies and gentlemen, down here on the main stage. That is the little French whiz kid, Pierre-Louis Costes. Where's Toddy? Toddy, that's it, mate. What an incredible experience this has been here in Puerto Rico, folks. It's been the best contest, and we're coming your way when we go to El Fronton in December. And Manny Vargas, I'm taking it back to you, buddy. Boom!